Mask off the podcast. All we do is talk real. If you know and now you know. Let's talk about it all. Talk about your problems and your struggles.
Yo. Welcome back to another
Talk about it all. Yeah.
We're keeping this in. All right, who are you?
Oh, dude. Yo, what the hell just happened? Yo, what up, though, everybody? It's your boy, Austin Bacon Sr.
And I am Alex Foot. How are you? What?
My bad, I forgot to say this is the real mask off. All right, let's take it back to the top. Yo, what up, though, everybody? This is the Real Mask Off Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Bacon Sr.
And I am Alex Foot. How y'all doing today? I guess I'm waiting for a response from everybody. We have people here, but one is sleeping and one is preoccupied on the
computer
laptop
and her cell phone at the same time. Hey, yo, check this out on this episode 15 of the Real Mask Off Podcast. Me and Alex are putting each other on the spot. No scripts, no filter, just real questions and real answers. So let's get into it.
We're taking the mask off each other today with these with this little format we have set up. Austin has some questions to ask. I'm going to ask the same questions, and then we have our final 5. This is episode 15. We have one more episode. We're going to wrap it up, have a wrap-up episode.
Yeah.
So on this episode, we've been through, like I said, 15 episodes. We've probably recorded 20-something.
Yeah, close to like 25.
Yeah, and now we just want to open up a little more for everybody at the end of the season here to kind of show you what to expect for the next season, how we're going to want everybody else to open up. But that's the only way you get down to the problems, by opening up and taking the mask off and understanding it, breaking it down.
Oh, snap. I think that's from let the people in that don't know us. I mean, the people that do know us, these questions we all answer genuinely. It's gonna be weird because like we already know the answers to these questions because we know each other already, but you guys don't know us. So this is gonna get y'all like a little closer look into seeing how the minds of Austin Bacon Sr. and Alex Foot are two fathers, two different backgrounds, but the same in the same instance. You know what I mean?
Same.
Samesies.
Samesies.
So we're gonna just definitely dive right off into it. I ain't gonna hold y'all up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready, A Boogie?
I'm having technical difficulties over here with everything.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we forgot to mention we are on location.
Yeet.
In a very special location in Clinton Township, hidden somewhere.
Yeet.
In Austin's home.
Yes, sir.
We are not on in Bass City today.
Yeah, we in the TWIP.
Yep.
We in the TWIP today. Yeet.
So we want to say hi to everybody.
Everybody from Clinton Township. What up, though?
We are here.
From the Real Mask Off Podcast. We up in your shit.
Yeah.
The Real Mask Off. I just said I wasn't going to cuss. Then I just like, Jesus Christ. I can't.
Whoa, now you took the Lord's name in vain. You made it worse.
No, I didn't. I was trying to ask for forgiveness.
You didn't say cheese and rice.
I said Jesus Christ so he can forgive me right there. I messed up already.
That you don't really mean it.
I didn't want to cuss. I really didn't. I got a potty mouth, but that's something that we get to know. Peel back a layer.
It's I got a curse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. I kind of grew up like this a little bit. My parents did cuss. I guess I overly used profanity just because I felt like I could. I guess you're grown now. I get to say the B word. I just say it, or the S word, whatever. Y'all ready to ask these questions? Because I'll get to babbling on and on forever.
I think I'm ready.
You ready, A Boogie? I'm ready, man. I would just kick things off. We're gonna keep things light, right? We're gonna just dive off into this one light with the first question. If somebody asks you, Alex, really, who the hell are you, right? Who is Alex? What would your answer be outside of the podcast, outside of the image on our social media platforms? Who is Alex Foot?
Are you serious? That's the first question?
Yeah.
Like you said, you're keeping it light.
That ain't light.
It's just like, who are you? Shit, I have
Beep.
no idea. Oh yeah, shoot, I have no idea. Who are you? And then I'm just gonna ramble on because it's like you want to answer that with like, who is anybody?
Right.
You know, who are you?
Mm.
Honestly, I think I'm probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7 different people rolled up into one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the situation, I pull out a different personality for that, whatever I'm doing. I guess it's hard to just say because I mean sometimes you want to say you're just always changing. You know what I mean? I think sometimes if you just say, "Well, I am who I am," that's kind of a give up. So you're always trying to learn. You know, I'm flawed, probably a hypocrite, probably not the nicest all the time, but I recognize all those things and try to change. I mean, I guess if you said in one word, 1 or 2 words, who are you? Just forever changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to figure out exactly who you are in the moment is even different, especially nowadays. You know, most people work and you got family and everything, so you never even know who you are. It's just every day is this repetitive cycle.
Yeah.
Get up, go to work, get the kids to school, or go get the kids to school first, then go to work. You know, It's a lot to try to figure out.
That is, and I mean, like as you said it, like as a person that understands that you're constantly evolving, right? Every day brings new circumstances that you basically have to pick the person that you have to be in those certain situations. Just basically like survival tactics and what have you. You know, I guess just to make things lighter or to better operate through the day,
Yeah.
But like I think that honestly right now you and myself are finding more so of who we are when we start operating outside of the norm, when you like doing this podcast, that's what I've noticed. You begin to learn a new identity of self when you start stepping with inside of self and even taking a chance on yourself and just staying consistent, So like I told you, I'll babble the hell on. I'm just take it right off into the next question. What's something about your everyday life people would never guess just by looking at you?
It would have to be, like I said, that's what, I meditate. I don't do it as regularly as I want to, or I try to align my chakras. I listen to Tibetan bowls and things of that nature to try to get my frequency aligned, I almost feel like you do this daily chakra alignment that I always like to do. And when I very first did it, and by doing it, you do these breaths and, you work your way up from red and your groundedness all the way up to your crown. And then at the end, you swirl it around and get it to your midsection for your strength store in your yellow. And I almost can feel it when I do it at the end. Feel storing in extra energy.
I had just got like a gust of wind in my stomach as you said that, but I think it was gas. Go ahead.
No, but that's pretty much it. That's kind of, I guess people probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I mean, like, I know about it because we talk daily, you know what I mean? And you got me in the mindset of understanding, like, you got to center yourself,
You're, if every religion tries to tell you or maybe not every religion, but a lot of religions will tell you 3 parts to something, whether it's Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or,
the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, we all know we're body, mind, and soul,
Yeah.
So you'd have to work them all out in order to be kind of well-rounded and complete, not just your body, not just your physical. You have to realize that that internal need, that internal alignment, and that internal clearing out negative every day. You get these negative attachments. You go to places, you just feel it.
Yeah.
Sometimes your work is negative.
Mm-hmm.
You go home, you take a shower when you're dirty. You got to rinse off. Because I envision that even in the shower, that I'm cleaning my soul and rinsing off the negative for that day.
Yeah, wash all that shit away.
Yeah.
Everything cussed again. See, I can't even do it. Listen, I gotta. What's the dumbest thing you ever got in trouble for growing up? The dumbest.
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up.
Done a lot of stupid stuff.
What's the dumbest? Like the one that you just look back and be like, dog, what the hell was I thinking when I did that?
Man, there's like, I don't know. The dumbest thing I ever did when I was growing up had to have been when I was like in my 30s. That was probably the dumbest thing I got in trouble for and did. Was I was under the influence and with someone else, and we went to a dollar store. Both of us messed up, out running around. We go into a dollar store, and I think he's like taking some chips or something like that, and I go in and I grab two things, put one in one pocket, one in the other pocket. It's the same type of item. I notice he leaves, and as I go to try to leave, they're already blocking the door. I'd been in there for who knows how long. I was messed up. I have no idea. But by this point, I see like red and blue lights in the parking lot pulling up, and then the workers standing in front of me. And what I had in my pocket was 2 bottles of Head and Shoulders, and I pulled them out like 2 guns, and told them I was going to squirt them. They better move out the way. And all I remember after that is getting choked out by a cop, like seeing stars.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put the shampoo bottles down.
You put the damn bottles down.
Yeah. So they all looked at me like I was insane. But yeah, that's still growing, I guess. It was in my 30s.
That's ridiculous.
It was terrible. Not a proud moment. Not a shining moment.
I guess that really stands for the dumbest shit that you ever got in trouble for, right?
Yeah, because at least you can say, when you say, what's the dumbest shit you ever got in trouble for? At least when you say when you're younger, you say, well, I was younger and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's your excuse?
Now, when you're a grown man, yeah, still making these dumb decisions, right? Yeah. So, if you had to swap lives with me for a day, what's the first thing you would do?
Well, I already told you this, and this will always remain the same, is when I go out with Austin, we go to a gas station, we go to a store or anything, especially even now that we're doing this podcast. So let's say even before the podcast, we go to a gas station, get fuel. It takes a minute to pump the fuel. Austin will be in there the whole time in the gas station, still come out about 10 minutes after I've done pumped the fuel, and know everything about 4 people inside that place.
Yeah.
And so now with the podcast, he's our biggest fan and our best marketer. So I'm not normally like that. So to have him be that's what I would do for one day. I'd just go to all the gas stations as you and learn everybody. Go drive around from place to place with our business cards.
Yeah. That's literally what I'll be doing too now. A lot of people that's probably new to the show that you probably done found out about us because I done ran up on you somewhere out in public with my business card like, hey,
definitely.
You need to know about the podcast for real. That was a good answer. I like that answer because that's probably something that I would do too. Like probably if I was you for a day, that's what I would literally do. Is like just walk around and probably
Oh, you can't say anything.
Okay, so
you gotta answer this question.
See, look at this. Which is one of the past hairstyles you would never bring back?
I told you before I had longer hair. I liked it. I don't know if other people did.
It worked for you.
Yeah. I've had a shaved head. I've had hair on top. That's Nothing too crazy, but like I said, in the 80s, like you would feather your hair to the side and then it would be spiked up on one side.
The boy band.
It was like, I don't even think boy band, maybe New Kids on the Block was around and New Edition, but that was it.
Was that the hairstyle that they were wearing?
I don't know. I think it was more like 80s, like I said, silver spoons, like Ricky Schroeder or that type of hair. It was terrible. It would like feather, and then you use Aquanet. You'd like spray it down, make it all stiff. It'd be like a hair helmet. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, it was very terrible.
That sounds like a very bad time of life right there. I would definitely not bring
Mousse.
that back.
You ever seen Mousse?
Yeah, absolutely.
The mousse with it looks like shaving cream come out or whatever, whipped cream.
Put it out on
Then
the
you have like white streaks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it dries.
I didn't even know if they still had mousse.
Yeah,
I just thought that was like back in the day thing.
No, they have definitely. Mousse was a big thing. I think. How long do they still use mousse now, boo? Yeah, she still uses mousse.
Oh, see, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Mousse was still around.
Mousse is still around. That stuff is still going strong.
Well, it didn't work for me, especially or that hairspray.
That's terrible. The holding spray. That's terrible. Yeah, definitely don't bring that back. I agree with you on that. Let's not do that. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna pivot this one. We just take the mask off with this, we'll go deep down into some realness, some authenticity about Alex, So what's one mask you had to wear for years that you finally let go of?
I think that, I think that sometimes, for this one, for me, life just forces a mask on you. So, like, when you're a father of 5 and you have a bunch of people that you're trying to take care of, you can never be vulnerable in any moments. And you cannot let your guard down in the main harder moments. So that's a mask that you feel like you have to wear. And maybe some people would say like you don't have to. But when you have little kids, I think sometimes you do.
Yeah.
Maybe as you get older, that mask sheds more. So I think as I gotten older, that mask shed more to be more vulnerable, be more understanding, be more... I guess vulnerable in the sense of telling people how you feel.
Yeah.
Rather than just maybe walking around with an attitude or, being short with people.
Yeah, be a little bit more transparent. Because I think it's like the older you get, the less you feel as though like you have to hide who you are.
Yeah.
Because you understand what it takes to be who you are, right?
It takes a long point to get to that moment.
Yeah. And a lot of people are just looking at the shell version of you. They don't see everything that it takes to build Alex. The journey that Alex had to take within understanding who he is, and not only have to understand who he is, but figuring out who these 5 different personalities he put in this world. You know what I mean? And on top of that, a wife as well that you have to learn, understand, and help her grow, and her as well help you grow and more mature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think tying into this episode too, I'm going to have a couple stories that'll come out that will at least, help shine light onto things as far as unmasking us.
Yeah, deeper perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So let's go into the next question then. Or did you have more to say? Yes or no?
No, that was a good question. Really good question.
Appreciate that, Brody. Was the time you felt like the world was against you, but you still pushed through?
I'm thinking as far as like the world is against you all the time in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to have some sort of pressures or something. So it's just minimizing it. I think the trying to minimize it and getting your life together and getting it straight and getting focused on something is the way to combat that. You may think it's going to add extra stresses, and it does, but at least it's going towards a goal and not going in waste. I think you feel like the world's against you more when you're stuck working and not getting anywhere. Week in, week out.
Yeah.
Month in, month out, year in, year out.
That repetitive hamster wheel mentality.
Yeah, and you're not getting anywhere at all.
It's just the same stuff, just a different year.
Yeah, try to change that, I guess,
Get out of that repetitive cycle.
Yeah.
So then, what's the truth about yourself that took you the longest to accept?
An older fireman once told me, he had family and been on the job forever. And he once told me, you have to realize you don't have an S on your chest. Because, that's what he said. He had to realize he doesn't have an S on his chest. You're not Superman.
Yeah.
So stop trying to be it. Stop trying to think you can control and manage everything. And when it's out of your control, it's out of your control. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
I think I get mad losing the control.
Yeah.
I want the control because it's my life. I dictate it.
Yeah, and you are like responsible for other people as well too. So I think that gives you that that level of
if they're in pain, I'm in pain. And I'm already in pain, so I don't need the extra pain.
Exactly.
I need to make smiling faces.
Yeah.
And I'll hold your pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sometimes how I feel we have to do it.
Yeah.
You even have to do that outside your family. You have to treat other people like that. You have to treat like, hey, I'm built different. Maybe you're built this way. I'm built this way. I'm maybe built to handle more. I have to.
Yeah. You notice that with your life too, that you're able to take on a heavier load than what most people look at. Cause like even me, like they say that, you're insensitive to my circumstance. I don't be insensitive. I just know that there's worse than that. Like
been there and I know, I just know a little more.
Yeah. And I understand that, like, honesty in everything that I've ever been into, I have 100% will ratio to every situation I've ever been in. It may have took some time.
Still here.
Yeah, every day that you're breathing is a new opportunity to make your situation better as long as you're moving the needle in the right direction. Now, if you keep constantly dragging it and pushing your energy down towards empty, then you'll look up one day and you won't be able to move anymore. That's basically the way I look at that. All right, Dan, I like that. That was a good question to answer. I like the way you answered that question. I think that painted a better picture for people to get a little bit more of an insight. So let's lean this a little bit more deeper into who Alex is. So, what's a moment you realized being a father changed how you see yourself as a man?
Man. Moment as a father that changed yourself as a man.
How you see yourself?
It has to just be the moment you are a father for the first time. I think I felt like where I had to grow up immediately.
Yeah.
Get anything bad away from me. Bad out of the house, change myself immediately.
Yeah.
Before that baby gets here. And that's just unrealistic.
I was just about to say how that work out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just unrealistic. You just do what you can.
Yeah.
It's a change that comes with it. Change, it's so cliche, but change doesn't come overnight.
That's a fact.
It's change.
That's a fact.
You can't change anything overnight.
Yeah.
You can be aware day by day by day by day by day. Work it out until you change it.
That's a fact. And in a real reality, I noticed that like there is no like books designed to like a class that you get that tells you what comes with being a parent.
Because each class would have to write their own.
Yeah.
And then you're still not even. You're going to be a little bit more understanding, but still not going to understand totally.
Yeah.
Till you walk in those shoes.
A fact. You don't understand what mom and dad was going through. That's why, as the older I got, I just began to know more that, like, I say, yeah, my parents could have done this, and this, but I didn't never have to walk in their shoes and go through what they went through and their understanding that they had to interpret in order for them to be able to get through being parents of myself and my brother and my sister and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So that does make sense.
90% of the people out there haven't dealt with their past and their traumas and their issues.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't let it go, and our family members are included in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially people that may preach a religion in Christianity with Jesus to let it go, they still don't.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That shit's hard. What's a scar, mental or physical, that tells a real story about your life?
Overcoming an addiction leaves probably a scar on your soul, or a mark, or something, a badge, maybe something that you carry with you because of the wasted time and the wasted issues that you could have handled and done the right way. I think that's probably, I carry that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe carry some of the regrets and mistakes I've made, time that I've taken away from others, family, friends, when I could have been better.
Mm-hmm. That's deep. That's actually deep, bro. I think that really peeled back a real layer about you that I don't think a lot of people know, or can even see, because you don't, lead with that type of mannerism as a person that's been through some real struggles and real problems. You do keep your head high. You're like most people's motivation, and that's what I always say too. Like, the people that are normally the person that's able to keep your head held high are the people that's going through the most stuff, because they don't put it all out there. Everybody don't know that they're going through things, and I can tell that about you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really see that as the first layer of a person that you are, because like, yeah, you say you got the resting man's face, but when one person gets to talking to you, you are someone that they can talk to and get some real life advice from, and they can understand, like, you are empathetic to the circumstances that those people or individuals are going through.
That goes back to when me and you were talking about the noise. Now, when I look back at it, I think if you're coming to me with something, you don't need noise.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need just random noise. You need the truth in that setting, the best it can be.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, you always got that understanding too, because like you're the one that told me this. You don't mind being supporting cast in somebody else's story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just have to realize that in life.
For real.
You are not the main character 99% of the time.
So that's interesting. That takes us right into the next question then. Say, if you could leave one piece of game behind for your sons or daughters, what would it be?
What ties into that? Yeah, I told you when they were growing up, every time when I dropped them off at school, I told them, be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
From every single one of them, from elementary on up. Mm-hmm. Be a leader. Have a good day at school. Eat all your lunch. Don't talk to strangers. Things like that.
A common question.
Yeah, sometimes I'd say, eat all your strangers. Don't talk to your lunch. Be a leader.
Yeah, be a leader.
But I always told them, be a leader. And then like I said, I tried to show them that too. Or also too, if they came with a complaint about something, I'd be like, well, that's not really what a leader would do.
Mm-hmm.
You're built different. Mm-hmm. You have to realize that.
You're built different.
And it doesn't have to come with cockiness. It just has to come with confidence. There's that fine line. Mm-hmm. You got to be confident. I think that's a lot of people's problems, is not being confident. Mm-hmm. So I definitely would tell my kids, be confident.
Okay. All right, Dan. So what do you hope people take away from hearing you on this podcast?
I hope that they can take a little bit of understanding about themselves and what it really means to battle your demons, get past it, overcome, and move on.
Mm.
We do a lot of sitting and thinking of just remembering,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I do it too, and I try to switch myself. Even when you're driving, you should never be remembering. You should always be creating or thinking ahead.
Stop living in the past.
So that's why they tell you to live in the moment. So in order to get out, when you start to think to yourself about, well, this or that from the past or this or that in the future that you can't control, just think about that moment. Well, I'm here right now. I'm here at work right now, or I'm here at the store right now, or I'm in the car right now. You know, that's all you can change. And little by little with that recognition, you start to do it all the time. Then you stop remembering, you start creating. You start thinking about the possibilities, the options. You're thinking about the past is just weights weighing you down. But it's like working out. You have to do it a lot. It doesn't happen overnight. And you have to keep doing it and keep doing it to change your mindset.
You definitely got to train yourself. That's a work in progress. I don't think you never just like master it. It just gets easier, right, over the time. But it's a constant work. And, you know, if you're constantly growing, you know, then you're constantly having a reason and purpose to be living. If you're constantly searching to be the best version of yourself, that's a fact, man.
Yeah.
So what's the one conversation you still waiting to have on here?
Man.
Yeah, got your ass. I've been just trying to choke them up. Well, at least one of my questions. I got them with 2 so far.
I'm trying to, because I'm trying to go through my head right now of all the other episodes. And I think that a conversation, you know, a real understanding conversation, I guess, of how the politicians have failed us on both sides, and more of a come together podcast, a unity when it comes to political sides, something that both sides can listen to, understand, and understand that we have common issues.
Yeah.
And they're messing with us.
I feel that. It wasn't reading at first. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be in there.
I got to be up in there. Wait, pause. If we 10 seasons deep, wait, pause again. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. If we're 10 seasons deep, what do you hope people say about the Real Mask Off podcast?
They were honest. They were real. They helped us out. They helped shed some light on some things, or they had somebody on that I had something to relate to. Like we said before, if we could just change one person with that.
That's interesting, man. Hey, that's all my questions, man, that I gotta ask you. So you know what time I'm about to do. I'm about to plug the Legacy brand. You know, that's our creative side of this podcast, down from creating, editing videos, and even down to creating the merch. The Legacy brand, you can see that at thelegacybrand.myshopify.com. If you would like to have custom orders from our catalog that we have posted on all of our social media platforms, and even more to come because we have new rollouts coming out often, you can contact us at maskoffpodcastaa@gmail.com. That again is maskoffpodcastaa@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and spin to the second half of this episode here, my boy.
Oh, really quick too, I want everybody to check out our YouTube channel.
Yes, absolutely.
We got a lot of stories coming. A lot of Austin's been at it for a while now, motivationals, and also his life stories.
Yes.
So please all check out that on YouTube. And if you have a problem finding us, just Google us. Google the Real Mask Off podcast. It'll lead you to everywhere we're at.
Everywhere, literally. We're all over the place, and we made sure we want you to be able to just type it in. If you're having trouble finding us on the social media platforms, just go to Google. I promise you, you Google the name, The Real Mask Off Podcast. We pop up. You'll see our face right in your face, like splat at.
All right, you ready?
I'm born ready, I think.
All right, so it's pretty easy. The first question is, who is Austin Bacon Sr.?
Austin Bacon Sr., in a nutshell, is a father, a husband, a man, uh, a 36-year-old man born in Detroit, Michigan. Silly, understanding, and I feel your energy, so I guess I'm an empath. A person that gives way too many fudges. Yeah, man. Pretty simple, man. A husband and a father, trying to make it do what it does in this world, make a stamp, create a legacy. That's basically Austin in a nutshell.
Not an easy question, is it? Who is Austin? All right, Austin. What is something most people wouldn't know about you just by looking at you? They first look at Austin. What wouldn't they know?
That I got anger issues. You can't tell that off the top, like, because I'm always smiling and stuff like that. But I got a darker side that I constantly battle with every day.
A dark passenger.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier in the episode, like how you got multiple individuals all combined in one.
It's weird. Sometimes you feel like that.
Yeah, mine is a constant battle because I'm naturally a angry person. Not like. I'm just always angry. Like the Hawk had us.
I was just gonna say,
he's like, you want to know a secret about me? I'm always angry. That's me. So like, I go 0 to 100 real quick because I'm naturally just pissed off. But I've learned to tame that beast. That's why I deal with a lot of different circumstances on a regular, and I feel as though that I've gotten better at being able to manage it. But I do find myself in certain situations where it's just naturally me, and then when people see it, they're like, oh snap, wait a minute. It throws certain people off because they don't expect it. But yeah, I got a rage side. You won't naturally know that by looking at me.
So you're
hella feisty.
You're Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Literally.
Bruce Banner and Hulk. Are you Green Hulk? Red Hulk?
Red Hulk.
There's a Red Hulk?
Oh, the Red Hulk. Yeah.
I like the Red Hulk.
Well, the Red Hulk got his butt whooped though, but I don't care. Yeah. Red's my favorite color.
Sweet Hulk.
Yeah, the Sweet Hulk.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's one small daily routine that keeps you grounded as a father and as a husband?
That constant self-reflection, bro. I always reflect back to where I've been. I always have a vision of where I want to be and what I'm doing right now to get myself there. So I constantly try to keep that in motion, and more so now, because before I normally would play it safe. That's the way I came out of prison. I came out and was like, I got to get a job because I was, thinking for my children at that point. And
that's all you know, right?
Yeah.
And that's all they're going to preach to you anyway. Get out of here, get a job, be a productive member of society.
Yeah. And that's how the way I came out. So that's basically, I think I answered it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Good answer. Good answer.
You want to make sure I'll be stoned sometimes.
All right. What is the funniest thing that you got in trouble for as a kid that you will never forget?
Probably getting a tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, this one on my forearm. No, that's not the funniest one. What's one, babe? What is it? No.
Just doing sign language.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
She said the funniest probably was me getting, my oldest daughter's mama, who got caught doing the nasty in the house once before, and my mom caught us, and she was like, she called me by my government name from the top of the stairs. Like, she said the whole day. I said, sorry, roll back and get your behind up here. And she don't cuss, so it just made it that much worse. Cause you knew she was mad, so we just snuck out the side door and went to the car. And then she came out to the car and banged on the window and said, "I said to come here, both of you." And we pulled off.
Oh, God.
We went there, and then like Dottie was when I got back home later on that day, she gave me a lecture and told me if I got caught ever again doing that in her house again, she was gonna put me out. And I'm like, I'm your favorite. You ain't never gonna put me out. So I tried my luck, and she caught me and she put my black butt out. I'm talking about she put me out so fast, and then like I was looking at my dad like he was gonna say something, and he was just like, "You heard what she said?"
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. My wife said I should do it in his voice, so I'm gonna do it in his voice. He was like, "You heard what she said," like that. That's how he said
sounds.
Yeah, that's exactly how my dad. Now, Austin, I told you to listen to your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of Kermit the Frog.
Yes, he sounds exactly like Kermit the Frog, just like this. Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, now here's one for you. Back in the day, what was one hairstyle you will never rock again?
The Timmy. When we were younger, my mom and dad was like, we were like, everybody hates Chris. My dad was like working all those doggone jobs, and he was cheap as all get out, and he didn't want to pay for no haircut. So my mom used to just cut the sides of our hair off, and like basically like the bowl cut. You put the bowl on top. The Timmy, yeah, we had the Timmy. I would never in my life rock the Timmy again. You listen, and what I'm saying that I don't understand why they
no more.
No, ever. That we used to get clowned for that in school. Like, it looked like your mama took a bowl and put it on the top of your head and cut around it. That's pretty much what she did. We ain't had no money to go to no barber shop. Although if we did, my dad wasn't letting us get it. But
was other people getting it too?
No,
just you,
just us. And then and this is like the early '90s, so you got to think about it. They were like they put the little rat tail in the back.
Oh,
so you got a Timmy with a little patch in the back, and it's crooked. So it's over here to the left a little bit. It's off ocular.
Yep, I remember dyeing my tail for St. Patrick's Day green.
Terrible.
Yep, it got all over my collar.
Oh my
food dye.
Oh,
I think my mom did it. It was like green food dye all over my collar.
It's terrible.
I know, the tail was terrible.
Oh my God. Mine was braided.
Yeah, mine was long and like bushy, like a skunk tail almost. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not a mullet, but just like a few strands. It was even worse.
That's terrible. It's Homer Simpson
thin hair
in the back.
Yeah.
Had Homer Simpson in the back.
I probably wore Homer Simpson underwear around that time too. The tidy whities.
Yep.
Running around.
The Simpsons was definitely the hottest thing on the market back there.
All right. Get a little serious for you.
Oh, snap.
What's a mask you had to take off in order to really grow into who you are now?
I'm basically the same thing as you, feeling like I am in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had a false sense of understanding of control. Being a leader. I grew up with the mindset of the leader was a person that had to beat his chest and let it be known. Mm-hmm. But you don't know that's
a self-destructive leader.
Yeah,
that eventually blows up in your face
every single time, because you're dealing with regular human people like that are prone to make mistakes.
Yeah, that might work in a military setting more, or amongst males more.
Yeah,
you probably had to learn that, at a young age, to be like, I got to beat my chest to show who I am.
Yeah.
I think everybody goes through it too when you're a young guy, whether it's in the neighborhood or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're trying to find that hierarchy between each other.
Yeah. And I've always had that understanding of being like somewhat of a leader, the head of the household, because my dad raised us with the mindset, like I was the oldest son in the house. So whenever he left the house, I was the one that had to be like the head of the household.
You felt that pressure.
Yeah, and you definitely do feel that pressure, because anything go wrong, my dad would come home and be like, how you let that happen? And I'm like, I wasn't even here. Well, you're supposed to be able here to protect the house, this, that, and the next,
Yeah.
So.
All right. So the next question is, what's a time that you felt the world is against you? but you found the strength to get through?
I think when we lost our house, when me and my wife lost our house, my wife was like 7 months pregnant with our youngest son, and it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong for us, but me and my wife, we constantly like motivated each other, like, we gotta get through this regardless of whatever it is that we gotta, endure through. We're gonna get through it. So we stay consistent and, motivating each other and letting each other know that we had each other regardless of whatever. And I gave us the understanding that it was just us against the world. So
yeah,
that was
a big thing to overcome too.
Mhm.
Huge thing, especially at that time in your life.
Yeah.
All right. What do people usually misunderstand about you when they first meet you?
What they misunderstand about me, the like I'm somebody you could play with. Yeah, I think that like just because I'm like I am an approachable person, but I don't always want to talk. Sometimes, sometimes I'm heavy off in my head, and I'm blunt too. So sometimes when people come up with like conversations that I feel like are just like wasting my time, more likely say it. But I think that's probably
Trying to take kindness for weakness,
Yeah.
or friendliness as if, yeah, they do. Some people do just take advantage of that,
yeah.
and you sometimes have to just put them in their place.
Yeah, I feel like as they try to insult your intelligence in certain situations too. Because
Sometimes you don't even care,
yeah,
and you let them, and you
Mhm.
care less.
mm-hmm.
They're on there. That's when I just play battleship with them. Let them just think themselves.
Yep. Every single time.
What's a scar or a moment in your life that taught you your biggest lesson, or that you still kind of carry with you, or do you not?
You already know. I tell you this all the time, but for the world that don't know, the penitentiary. Penitentiary is the biggest mental and physical scar for me. You know what I'm saying? That I live with to this day. Because like I said earlier, that's the thing that humbles me. Because I'm like, whatever people's adversity is that you may go through, and I'm not saying that like prison was just like hell on earth for me. But to an extent it was. I didn't suffer things that other people may have suffered. I didn't have to deal with like no prison press and none of that. I actually had a pretty decent penitentiary run, if you would say that. Like, if for a person to do your time in prison, you would have wanted to do your time like I did my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not glorifying that. I learned a lot from that because I was not only in the moment, I was interpreting the moments that were happening. So that just gave me that different understanding. But like prison itself, I was a child, like not a child, I was still a child mature wise, but in age I was 18 getting locked up. So my first 5 years of adulthood were in incarcerated, so I became a man in there, but the type of man I became in there prepared me to become the person I needed to be out here, that prepared me to be a person that's able to say that I've been out of prison for 14 years now. You know what I'm saying? And we're working on my 14th year. I've been out of prison 13 years now. And be able to see the understanding, like whatever life throws at me, I'm prepared for it, because it could be worse. You could be in a cell. You could be being told when you can use the restroom, when you can eat, when you can go outside, when you can see the people that you love.
People don't break it down like that. Those little things are
huge, bro. Not even being able to go outside at 9. After 9 o'clock, all yards are shut down.
Oh, yeah.
You're not outside no more. So you think about it, being out, even to go outside to go to the store because you want to go get something to drink at 9 p.m. You can't. You might not even be able to come out your cell, if depending on your level, So just those little freedoms that people take for granted. I had that experience, that struggle at a young age, that makes me appreciate the small stuff that's out here.
Yeah.
So that's the scar that I carry, that feels like,
Yeah, that's deep. That's a good answer.
Appreciate that, Brody.
What do we got here? All right. If your sons and daughters could remember you for one core value that you instilled in them, what would that be? If your sons and daughters can remember one still core value you gave them, what would that be?
Family. Family. Taking care of your family, making sure that your family is straight. Like, it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to take care of each other, regardless of whatever it is. We have to have each other's back. That's what family is. That's what I always wanted my family to be. And I felt as though that's what my family lacked. The fact of saying that we have each other's back and naturally having each other's back is the difference in the situations to me, you know. So I realistically want my children to always take care of each other, you know what I mean? Put family over everything, you know. And if your family is struggling, be the support that your family needs, because who else is out there that's able to even make sure that you are good in those situations? You know, we got to make sure that each other is good, each other are prospering, you know. So I think that's probably like more like the area I would go with that one.
There we go. All right. Yes, you did answer the question. That was a good answer. And we'll cut some of this dead time out. All right, bro. So to start to close it up here, I had a couple more questions. What impact do you hope the Real Mask Off podcast leaves behind? 10 years down the road, what have we left behind?
Shit, the legacy, the understanding that the Real Mask Off podcast really got out here and was putting in the full work to build the community. This shit unscripted. It's off the top of the dome, keeping it real to y'all.
Yeah, these answers have been really good. Really good. Questions are good too. So we got 2 more left here. What conversations are you waiting for us to tackle that we haven't yet?
Well, we recorded an episode where we wanted to do our own. It's the race, you know, the perspectives on race from black to white, even in between, you know. That's one subject that I want the world to see our perspective on that.
Yeah.
And give us their feedback on that too, because I know a lot of people have a lot of different complicated understandings, and I dig it. But I think that if we can all come to an understanding with the way that you and I have seen it and understanding that you and I have even came across and talked about, you know, I think that's the one I think that we really need to tackle.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And what do you want people to look back on us to make senior? What do you want them to say about you as they look back on you?
Man, he was real. You know, he was a real person. He genuinely was genuine in everything that he was in his dealings with anybody, you know. He was solid. He always showed that he cared. I just said it, but showed it. And within his actions and deeds, you know.
Yeah. I think that they will be saying that about you.
Yeah. Hopefully not no time soon.
All right, let's go to our final 5.
Oh, snap. I don't think they're ready for that. But before we jump off into that, you know what we got to do?
Yes, sir. We have to plug the legacy brand. Go to Shopify.legacy. What is it? Shopify.legacy.
This is 15 episodes in.
What is it again?
That's the legacy brand.myshopify.com.
Go to maskoffaa at gmail for any questions, concerns, comments.
masklawpodcastaa@gmail.com.
Isn't that what I said?
No.
What did I say?
Maskoff AA.
Oh, maskoffpodcast AA at gmail.com.
Yeet. And you guys definitely check us out at the Real Mascot Podcast 2025. That's our social media. Hit the link tree. Hit all our links, everything to anything the Real Mascot Podcast. You can reach us through our Instagram page at the Real Mascot Podcast 2025, and hit the link tree. And there you can find everything, or you can just go to the Real Mascot Podcast, and you will find.
Go to YouTube. Check out our channel.
Definitely check out the YouTube channel. We're gonna have more stories. We got Alex got about like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I got
fire stories and life stories he's about to be dropping on y'all. I got some life stories, as I told y'all in episode 14 or 13, that I'm not telling no more prison stories from here on out. I just got a different viewpoint on the whole understanding of telling actual stories. I was actually active in a lot of things, and there's still inmates that I did those stories with that all they got to do is just, go back in time and break up old shit. I don't know what the statute of limitation is on a lot of the things that was really popping off in the penitentiary, so I'm gonna just keep that to where it is, leave that stuff in there and not even mess off into that. So but I do got some stories from my past and my life, growing up that formed and shaped the individual that I am today. So I definitely am gonna pop them on there on our YouTube channel. Let's jump off into our final 5.
All right, brother. First question. Who shaped you in the past? If you're one person, who shaped Austin Bacon Sr. in the past? Who helped shape you?
My sister, and the people that she brought, which will be her husband, as far as like a positive outlook of life. My dad was just a hard worker, but he struggled a lot, even though he tried to hide it. He took all of that pain and frustration himself. So when I noticed that, he didn't have any answers, or he wasn't trying to find another answer other than just working multiple jobs to provide. I noticed, like, my brother-in-law, the way he moved, dealing with people and things of that nature. So I will get that to my brother-in-law, see if it's
So 2 people.
Yeah,
Were they classifying themselves as one?
my sister was my first. She's 8 years older than me, so she's always had her head on her shoulders and did really good in school. Even went to college, she went to University of Michigan, go blue. So like she was the focus of like what to do positive, but she was also a girl, so we needed like a male example, and Cephas was that. Like he when we first met him, he was on his way to play college ball and trying out for the Los Angeles Clippers, and I believe it was like 2 other teams he tried out for before he blew his knee. So it was like that element, seeing that growing up was like a change too, because he grew up on the East Side of Detroit as well. So, just seeing somebody that comes from where we was from and out there like doing something positive.
It's so different.
Yeah. Not making the money off the bag, out the streets. He was making the money off of, working a job, actually making decent money doing it. He provided a pretty nice life for my sister and his family. Growing up, they had their struggles, but yeah, I would say that Cephas and my sister.
I guess for me, like I said before, it'd have to be my grandma. My grandma was, I guess, seemed like a superhero to me as far as she knew everything. She read all the time. She had 5 kids. One had a handicap. One was burnt from head to toe at 15.
Damn.
So she had been through a lot. My grandpa died when he was like in his 50s. So she had some formative years to take care of the kids just by herself, as far as like the younger ones being teenagers and stuff. And it was just her doing it, and but she could, but she could do anything. Her and my great grandma, they both lived together there, and they're both, to me, my great grandma. She was seemed like a mean old lady, but they both can do so much, and they both can do so much. My grandma's taught me how to, her and my mom taught me how to cook, sew, cook, clean, all that stuff. Damn, iron, and then, I learned all that from them. Not to mention, like I said, I hate to say it, like back then it seemed like male and female type oriented jobs. Yeah, you didn't learn cooking from a guy, really. None of the grandpas or uncles. Maybe a special recipe or something, or barbecue.
Or barbecue.
Yeah, but not
barbecue.
but not the other stuff,
Yeah.
things like that.
Or pit masters and all that other garbage. Yeah, whatever. Sure you was there. He can't make no doggone ribs.
Yeah.
Not like my brothers. Or brothers make some dog butt ribs. I'll tell you that. I'll make an awesome sauce to go with it and compliment it, but they be making,
You get me hungry.
yeah, I'm already hungry. I'm like, all I said, I'm high and hungry right now. I don't lie.
All right. Who is Austin now? Just sum it up, and we'll lead you to this. Sum up who Austin is right now in one word. Or what is Austin in one word?
I am Austin Antoine Bacon Senior. I am
Maybe one or two words.
a husband and a father.
Husband and a father.
Yes, I am. For over everything. Even as a man, I am a husband and a father.
Where are you now as far as mentally? That's more of the question I should ask.
Oh, where am I mentally? Oh, I'm honestly right now, mentally, I am in a happy space. I am, ever since we started this podcast and I've been moving in a more creative element. That's what I've always wanted to do, and like be able to do that. And then like even into like relationship, me and my wife, we had a long talk. And ever since then, it's just been like, I feel a glow, like that fire reignited. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it feels anew. So I enjoy it. Like I said, like y'all, I've started even posting it. I've never been a social media guy ever before, but now, like, if now I am social media, y'all, you're gonna see me and my wife, me and my family, all over the social. I don't care. Like, this is all it's been. It's just us, and, my brothers, and Alex, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's been us. So that's what the world gonna see, literally. But I'm enjoying it now. I see I'm moving in my own purpose, even though all of this stuff is moving in its own time. But I know for a fact that um, that I'm the happiest I've been in the last 13 years now. So I am in
That's
that
good.
space. That's where I'm at.
I'd say for me, it's comfortable. I'm comfortable in my skin. More comfortable than ever.
Definitely.
Putting ourselves out there and doing all that. I piggyback a lot on what you say on this one, just because it's true. Having family and friends close and figuring things out and creating together and trying to create something together has made things a lot better. So where do you see yourself in the future? We said, I guess, the podcast before what that would be like, but where's Austin in the future?
On a baking compound.
All surrounded by family.
All surrounded by family.
I'm doing the same.
Yeah.
Same with me. That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
On my own compound with my family.
Retired.
we can put up properties.
Yeah. Straight up. Hell yeah. I would love that. Just have some big old property with just our family, just houses and land and amusement and whatever we want on that land is ours, what I'm saying? And just like you never gotta worry about a place to stay. That's that's our biggest thought process as fathers. Like you just never want your family to ever feel like the burden of where I'm gonna lay my head. If I'm able to just do that, provide a place for my family to be able to lay their head in their best time and their worst time, you always know you have a home. You can worry about everything else in the world. I believe that if I could take that burden off of you, everything else in the world will work out for you.
Yeah, definitely. So any time or place in the past, where would you like to go? I guess it could be in your past and anybody's past. Well, in the past. I guess you could say, World War II or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, cowboy era or a specific time. Maybe be more specific.
Mm-hmm. What is the time that I would like to go back to?
Mm-hmm.
Like what family? I think it would be like the time when I had my family, all of us at the beach. You know what I'm saying? It was just that one moment. It was me, my wife, all my children. Even Kyle was there, I believe. Uh, we it was just like a day at the beach. You know, it was just all of us just chilling, and just to see everybody with smiles on their faces. You know, what I mean? That's just like that moment. You know what I mean? Like you always say, "Look, in that moment, that was a moment that I always like." I even got the picture. I got one of my profile pictures on one of the electronic devices. Uh, is that
That's good. I think before and I don't know if we aired it or what, we answered these questions, and I mentioned about going to the state fair with me and the kids.
yeah,
That was a great day and everything. But looking back at it, there was a time even recently, just a year or two ago, where Bishop had his graduation party, and all my family was there. Not just the kids, all extended family, the wife's side of the family, my aunts and uncles, people who I hadn't seen forever. And for one moment, I remember sitting back, looking at everything and having like a release that everything I cared about was under in one backyard at one time.
oh dang, hey, you saying that made me think too. Like, oh, can I take mine back?
Being added to it.
Yeah, because I know like my when my daughter had, I believe it was her prom. I think that was actually like a time I'll go back to because um like my whole family was there and again, and then my daughter's side of the family was there too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and she was able to have all her brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? All at one spot. I mean,
Everybody you care about at once.
at once, yeah. So
Never left.
yeah, yeah. Cause that's the crazy part about having extended and blended families. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's a lot of us.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, because my daughter, she's of five, the oldest of five on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So she got four other siblings on both sides. You know what I mean? So that just to see her, even to see her with that, being able to be happy in that element too, like that's a smile to put on my child face, and like my children that be like, look, this shoe, I got extended brothers on the other side too, like we deep out here. You know what I'm saying? So that was another moment too. Like now that you said that, like I was really just thinking since you asked the question, I kind of just answered that, but it's just like the moments where you are with your family, like everything that you created is right there, all together, and boom, this and there it go. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like taking in those moments. 'Cause like I said, my family growing up early off, yeah, we would be at family events, but like you can tell the little different turmoils that the parents and grandparents were going through. So you can see and feel the energy until the time where we weren't just going around at all. You didn't understand why. It was just what it was. Mom and dad wasn't going there or whatever. So, it was just us at the house, and we just made families outside of the household because dad was always at work. Mom was always on the computer. So,
Yeah.
that was the life growing up baking.
So the last question is, when Austin meets his maker, what does he want his maker to say to him?
Finally figured it out.
Finally got it.
Finally got it.
You get a gold star. You did it.
Did it. Hey, like, yeah, now you see it. Yeah, like, like, shake my head, tell me, hey, go ahead, bro. Do you want to go back and change the world? Or do you want to, want to see the rest of in your plays? I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's heavy. What you want to make her say to you?
And there's so much.
How sweet, daughter.
So much. Like I said, life's ironic, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did say, "How was heaven?" And you'd be like, "What?" Yeah, that was heaven.
That was heaven.
Or, I guess, just like I said, just you were onto something. You're almost there. You just didn't have all the information, but you've graduated.
Yes,
Made it to the next level, at least.
you reincarnate you.
Well, I don't have to at least go through those same lessons I've already learned. hopefully I've mastered those, and there's whatever next level there is, ball energy, we go on forever.
Yeah,
We don't die.
that's a fact.
It's just a whole nother level.
Yeah,
I just hope I level up.
yeah, not level down.
Yeah.
For real, that was real, man. It's like the name of this show, The Real Mask Off Podcast.
This is the real
Mask Off.
podcast.
You know what it is, y'all? Hey, man, you know what time it is. It's coming to an end. But we appreciate y'all, and we always appreciate y'all taking time out to check in with us and see what we talking about over here at The Real Mask Off Podcast. And we are always open to what you guys want to hear as well and want us to do research on and find out and just unpeel on our layer on here.
Yeah.
We got a lot more coming for y'all in season 2. We got one more episode in season 1, episode 16. And when we let this go, listen, y'all, we got some bigger things next season. We want to be on the screen for y'all, and let y'all be able to see us. And hopefully by then, I'm not even going to say hopefully, we're working towards it. You will see us in a setup and in the way, in our merch and everything. So,
Yes, sir.
look forward for that, man. And tune in to us next time on episode 16 to wrap up.
Yes, sir. You ready to get out of here?
Definitely is, man. This was a good one.
Excellent. Love the questions. Love the answers. You did a good job, man.
Hey, you
did a good job.
Yeah, some really good questions, man. We hope you guys like it just as much as we did. We hope we unpacked and opened up a lot of questions that you may have had and answered them for you. Until the next time,
This is the Real
Mask Off
Podcast.
You already know what it is.
Peace.
On God.
What up, though, y'all? It's your boy, Austin.
I'm Alex. You're tuned into the Real Mask Off Podcast, where real talk lives.
We built this brand from our story. 2 fathers with 5 kids. Each no silver spoon, just soul and hustle. Now it's stitched into every fabric of the legacy brand.
This ain't just merch. This is an identity. Father of 5, mother of 3, deep in the D. We make gear that reps you.
From varsity jackets to hoodies with the tally marks. Every piece of this legacy wear, this is the real one raising kings and queens.
So if you're about yours, hit that link in our bio or go to thelegacybrand.myshopify.com. Cop yours, rock it, and rap your story. The Legacy Brand. Unmask everything.
Oh, God.